Hello and welcome along to another episode of this FM21 Build a Nation story from Bangor City with me, Daniel. It's part 51 today, and to be fair, we're going to need a miracle because we're facing Lyon in a double header in the Champions League group stages. We've lost our first two convincingly against two massive sides, and this is our only little glimmer of hope to try and sneak third in the group. As it is, I don't think that's going to happen, particularly because Lyon are capable of getting results against the others. But it's all worth dreaming, isn't it? We're certainly enjoying the occasion. If you are looking forward to this episode though, a big doubleheader in the Champions League, please do put a thumbs up on it. Subscribe down below for daily content from two long-term stories. We're into a new season, our first full one in England in the head coach over in the other save. And I'm really appreciating your support on both. So thank you so much for giving them a try and sticking with it as we get into the second half century as we push towards the 100. But the big news, I guess, from Bangor City's point of view, is that since the last episode, and in fact in the very last fixture, we've just snuck back in front in the title race. TNS have been grinding out result after result this season, but they've just started to slip up. Carmarthen have done well to keep ground. Barry are in fourth. It looks like we've almost got two leagues now. And when they're at their best, it's a top four and then it's the rest of the league. Swansea Uni, bless them, they're up again and really struggling. They haven't really invested when they've come up the last two times. They've just sort of lived with it, gone back down and accepted being a yo-yo club. So they're on 1 point and almost certainly down already. And then it's 2 from 3, which is surprising. Because one of the bits I cut out the last episode, because it was very long, is that Colwyn Bay had a good transfer window. If we look at their key player they bought in on a free, Ryan Valentine, it's a decent midfielder. Good technically, good player on the ball. And they've got 3 or 4 like that. But I guess the other areas of the squad are just very weak still, and it's ended up costing them. But let's have a quick look at our form before we go and get into the first of this doubleheader. You're with me, of course, as we lost to Inter Milan and Liverpool in our first two Champions League games, and we bounced back with aplomb. Just 2 goals conceded in the last 5. How many's that? 15 goals scored, and a big win in England too. Plenty to enjoy. So firstly, a 3-0 win at Cardiff Met Uni. Max Dean with a brace and Joe Duffy with 1. A win at home to Swansea Uni, who were pretty hapless in truth. It was 5-0 by the hour mark. We started resting people and they were able to get 1 late on. But still for us, Glatzel, Maguire, Benson and then a brace from Harness before Luca Cannell with a late 6th. A 1-0 win followed though at York City. An English side with perhaps a bit more match to in terms of quality. Joe Duffy with that 8-1 there. A really good performance and a good win as well. Threw in the SPFL Trust Trophy. Another competition we've never won yet. 1 final appearance. I'm hoping this might be the year, particularly if we go out of Europe early. Another 3-0 win against Swansea Uni followed. We rested nearly everyone for this game. Glatzel with a brace and young Ryan Hughes, the centre-half. He got the 3rd to wrap things up. And then away at TNS, we got very lucky. Noah Daly scored a 30-yard lob against us in the first 10 minutes. Of course, hero from Cliftonville last year, and he was nearly big villain in this one. Dean and Duffy bounced back. They got goals before the break. And then Ollie Owing was sent off early in the second half. TNS were battering us. We were backs against the wall in our own half. And that just sort of shored the game up for us. Otherwise, I'm not convinced we would have won it. And the title race would have really hotted up. But good to see domestically, TNS putting a bit of effort in. They're getting a bit closer to us. They did sign a good loan player towards the end of the window from England. I think it was Middlesbrough. So they are progressing, but they've got to match that in Europe next season or it's pointless. So let's start today by the Olympique Lyonnais home fixture. Hankin and Duffy and Knox, they're probably not going to play. Lyon have got Wambana out injured and 4 others too. So they are missing a few of their stars, but they've still got a few in the team. I think that's fair to say. So they've got Houssem Ouar, the one who was linked with Arsenal in real life. He's a fantastic midfielder, world-class French international. He's just unbelievable. It's a different level to what we've got. Moussa Dembele, the former Celtic man up front, alongside Mateta, who's on 100 grand a week, and just as good in fairness. They've got the likes of Paqueta and Mayer on the bench, Timothy Weir, Harry Wilson even. They're top quality players, and they're not even in the starting 11 normally. Really good side, going to be a real tough test. But if there is going to be a miracle against anyone, it's probably these guys. So let's go and find out if we can do it as we go into the first fixture. The home game, or as close to home as possible, at Wrexham's racecourse against Olympique Lyonnais. We're expecting a 4-2-3-1 for the visitors, but for us, it's the normal diamond. And it's exactly the 11 you'd probably expect. We've got Wickens in goal. He's going to do the job as the number one now. Has really started well at the club. Ethan Vaughan in at right back for the injured Hankin. Weaver back in at left back after the internationals. Badebo and Monlouis building a good partnership at centre half. Woods, Cannell, Brooks and Cottrell the midfield four. Of course, 3 left footers in there. Cannell back from injury. He's really been doing well. We've had problems with Jake Taylor, who's had injury issues. Daniel Williams not quite back to fitness. So it made sense for us to have the 2 hardest working, the 2 most confident and the 2 lightest work midfielders in there. We've got to keep people fit. And then Cottrell's in behind Dean and Glatzel, a brilliant front three. It might have been better if top scorer Joe Duffy was fit, but this is a great chance for the German to prove his worth. Harness on the bench if we need him, Maguire there as an attacking option too. But this is Champions League football. It's a massive occasion, and it's a chance for us to cause a massive shockwave. Let's go into the Lyon game and see if we can do just that. Funnily enough there, we just had a pre-match briefing news item to say that Badebo was apprehensive because Dembele was stronger than him. And I can assure you, he's not the only one feeling that way because they've got some team there. The fact that they're the 3rd of 4 in the group tells you just how big a step up this is. No repeat of the minnow nations we've seen in the Europa Conference. No repeat of the good sides who have got weaknesses we can exploit. These are big, strong teams. However, we got that famous home win against Borussia Mönchengladbach last year, albeit they were arrogant, they thought they were through. Now, can we replicate it tonight? The racecourse is packed, and this is a massive opportunity for Bangor City. We've got a free kick early on the right-hand side. Cottrell delivers, the keeper's up. It's too close to him. And you don't get that leeway in European football. Domestic level, they might drop that. They might not come for it. They might not mark the runners. But here, they get it and they distribute it well. Rene Adelaide, the former Arsenal youngster, into the box. And Brooks has brought him down with a pretty awful challenge. Didn't really put much effort into it. He said it looked harsh on the commentary, but I'm not sure. The referee goes to VAR, no check of the screen, just a penalty awarded for Olympique Lyonnais. And here come Lyon with that spot kick. Who's going to take it? It's going to be Meyer, the Croatian international, into the bottom corner. 5 minutes gone, disastrous start. And even against Inter and Liverpool, we held out for longer than this. So I worry for what the score's going to be. And as we're back again, just 2 minutes later, Lyon are flying down the left again. Uar loses out in the air to Cannell. Bruno gets it up to Rene Adelaide. Started brilliantly. David up to Traore, into Adelaide. Brilliant football. This is going to be a long old night. What a side they've got here, Lyon. How on earth are they struggling in this group? Because even against the likes of Inter, who we played before, they should be doing pretty well. Maybe the frailties at the back though, and we're about to find out from the corner. Cottrell takes it to the back post. Woods is up. The keeper comes flying and he gets nowhere near it. And the frailty is at the back for Olympique Lyonnais. Woods gets the header in. What a run from the holding midfielder. And I tell you what, we might get no points out of this group, but we've got ourselves a goal, and that is something we'll definitely celebrate. What an effort. 2-1, Bangor City have got the game back on. And we've reached 10 minutes to the break without any further damage. It's a long goal kick forward or a free kick which Vaughan heads away. It's as far as Mayer who took that penalty. Uar gives it away to Vaughan and now Cannell. Can we nick a second? Oh, imagine we got a point. Here's Cottrell. Out to Brooks, back to Woods. That's not a good ball. David intercepts it and he gets there on the right, beats Badebo and Monlouis. Both of them beaten. The ball's into the box. Back to the edge to Cherki. He gets time on it. Cuts it inside to Uar, to Rene Adelaide, and Vaughan intercepts well. Wickens clears downfield. Can we get on the end of it? Absolutely not. Jason Denaya's there. Through ball finds Dembele. Stunning pass. Good block by Badebo. Weaver clears. It's as far as Meyer, and we're seeing it out. But it is all Lyon. It's 2-1 as we head towards the break. And we're very lucky there's only one in it. Let's be honest. And at half-time, it remains 2-1 to the French visitors, who have been by far the better side. Albeit the early penalty didn't help us. We've got our Champions League goal. That's all that matters. Now we're coming forward. Can we get a second? Glatzel gets it from the Weaver throw-in. Brooks finds Cannell. Out to the left to Weaver. There's 3 in the box here. Can we get the right ball into Glatzel? Great save by the keeper. I think it then hit the defender and bounced out for a corner. But we've shown a threat there. As Cottrell's got the chance with the in-swinger. Up goes the keeper again. He looks very indecisive back there. Monlouis finds Cottrell. I think he was offside, but nothing given. The highlight ends, and now it's Lyon who are coming forward on the right. We really have put up a bit of a fight in this game. Still got outplayed, but we've had a bit more of a threat, which is nice to see. Rene Adelaide into the box though, that's a brilliant goal. You don't stop those. It was near post. It was good height for the keeper. But it was an absolute thunderbolt. Great goal from Rennie Adelaide. And unfortunately, Wickens couldn't keep it out. Nearly an hour gone. It's 3-1 to the visitors. And to be fair, we've still got a goal. I'm still celebrating. As long as it's not more than 4 or 5, I'm happy. As David gets it on the right. Into the box unopposed. Back to the edge to Bruno. And his shot straight at Wickens. Should have been 4. We're getting some warning signs now. Maybe just that little bit creeping in of self-doubt. That little bit of fatigue as well. As Dembele's in again. The offside line was all over the place there. But it goes wide of the post. It's hard to be critical on the lads. There's a couple of worrying signs here. As Rennie Adelaide's got another warning to be closed down. The free kick's into denier. He heads just over. We're surviving at the moment. But we're not doing much more. And let's be honest. These side, I think, are better than Inter on paper, the way they're playing. As Shirky gets it back to the left back. Down the line, he beats Vaughan to it. Gets to the byline, chance to cross again. David's there, heads wide. Wickens in no man's land. The defender's caught out. And I'm going to make changes. An hour gone. We need something here. Cannell and Brooks, both tired. Both had poor games. So we're going to bring on Williams and Taylor. Straight swaps. Up front, Max Dean's not been great. So Harness for him. Bit of a harder worker, naturally. I don't really want to bring on Kieran Clark. He's a young lad who's going to get roasted. And I don't want him to have that experience. So we're going to stick with Weaver, who's not much more experienced, but certainly has played at a higher level. As Uar gets it back to Mayer. Into Uar again. Great cross to David. Good block. Shirky picks it up though. Good effort. Straight at the keeper. Probably should have gone either side. Probably should have done better. But we'll live with it. But we are seeing a highlight a minute here. It is ridiculous pressure from the visitors. They look so good, the French side, as Dembele heads just wide. How is it only 3? They've been far better than Inter. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong from the last episode. As Rennie Adelaide puts another one just wide. They've been so much more threatening, so much more dominant. I'm going to drop to balance because we've tried to take the game to them and we're getting caught out a bit more now. So let's demand more. Let's try and keep them going. But it's going to be a long 20 minutes. As Uar finds Major. Back to the edge to Kakare. Into Rennie Adelaide. Through to David. Good effort. Woods intercepts. Brilliant second challenge. Up to Harness. It's a 2-on-2. He can put Glatzel in here but doesn't. He's forced wide. Can he do something with it? Little glitch there for some reason. But the shot eventually straight at the keeper. And nothing doing. Still 3-1. And we're straight back with another goal kick. As Monlouis plays out from the back. At right hand side he's got Vaughan. Chance to go down the line. Goes back to Monlouis instead. Through ball to Harness. Glatzel's with him. Challenge comes in, but Glatzel gets there. Taylor picks it up to Williams, to Harness. He's got 2 with him, goes back again. Out to Vaughan on the right-hand side. 4 in the box. Harness is one of them. Heads just over the bar. Harry Wilson on for Lyon. And it's still 3-1 with 15 to go. Well, we've reached stoppage time. No further damage. A lot of changes are going to be needed for the 3 league games in between. But 3-1, it probably flatters us in truth. It wasn't as good an effort as the last 2 games. But it was a better result, and we got our first Champions League goal. A moment Archie Woods and Bangor City will never forget. We've got 3 league games to play off camera, and we'll be back in a moment for the reverse fixture over in France. Something based on that game I'm kind of dreading. I'll see you there. We are back, and following 3 very successful domestic games, we head to France to probably take another battering in truth. But for now, let's enjoy the 3 performances we had. A 3-0 victory at home to Colwyn with a Joe Duffy hat-trick coming back from injury. A win at Carmarthen, Joe Duffy got a penalty there as well. Max Dean back with a brace and Ian Brooks with one. And in a very rotated side away at Barry in midweek. And it'll likely be the same this weekend too. Callum Maguire got the first, even Press with a rare start getting the second. Dexter Harness came in with a third and then 2 more from Glatzel. Made it 5-0 before Barry got one back immediately after. The last hour was absolutely awful, so all the fans should have gone after 33 minutes. But we're still in a very good position. We're still keeping that unbeaten run going. We're now 1 point clear of TNS despite playing a game less. But it is fair to say that it is a very strong top 3 now. TNS on 37, Carmarthen 33, and then a big 10-point gap behind it. So finally, the league's starting to spread. Carmarthen have made the most of their European success. They're really doing a good job. And now we need TNS to do the same in Europe. Can they compete? Can Carmarthen go pro if they do it for another year or 2? They're still semi-pro at the moment, but they're doing really well. So hopefully they're not far behind. Of course, we went out of the Welsh League Cup, so I'm imagining that one of TNS and Carmarthen could nick that. TNS are still in it. Connors Key, Aberystwyth and Pontypridd. That's good to see. But I think TNS are favourites there. And then we've got Kilmarnock in the SPFL Trust Trophy quarter-final. That's another one we've got to keep an eye out for. But let's go and get into this big game at Lyon. Let's be honest, it means nothing. Even if we could get a result now, we're not getting more than one. But we're going to enjoy the experience. A wonderful opportunity in the Champions League. It's done wonders for our bank balance. And although our coefficient, ironically, won't be as good because we've gone out here in the group stages, it's still massive to get to the Champions League. At this stage, the Champions League proper is going to be a massive kick for Welsh football. And hopefully, the league coefficient as well. And not just that, the league reputation, the player values, the money coming in from broadcasting, which has gone up for the first time this year. We need more and more of that to come. So let's have a look at our lineup for this one. Probably fairly familiar to the first leg, but I'll be honest, we've played so many games since, I can't remember it. So we've got Wickens in goal. I think the same back four of Hankin, Weaver the fullbacks with Monlouis and Badebo at centre-half. Woods in the holding role, that's the same. I think Williams comes in for Luca Cannell with Brooks and Cottrell making up the rest of the diamond. And then Dean and Duffy up front. Was it Glatzel in the last game instead of Duffy who had a knock? And in fact, it might have been Vaughan at right back as well. So 3 changes I make it from the last Champions League game. And 10 or 11 from the weekend. 11 changes from the match day against Barry. A great result there. Probably not the same here. But Jeff Rain Adelaide is the man to watch. We had all our attention on Uar, who's a fantastic pro. But my words, did they have some stars in that performance. We're going to drop to balanced as soon as we get into it. We've got to make sure we're defensively sound. But I don't think that's going to make much of a difference. It's damage limitation time again. And in the second minute, we're defending a set piece. Dembele on the end of it. Hits the crossbar. Brooks clears it away for a throw-in. And it was almost an awful start again. But what can you do? This side has bags of quality. And here they come again on the left-hand side. Miranda's the man to take the throw-in. It's switched across it and Badebo nicks it. Now, can we nick the goal on the break? We saw they did have defensive frailties last time. Though that ball isn't going to help. Weaver gives it away. Now Uar out to Shirky. On the left, switches it to Rene Adelaide. And this is where the quality comes. Down the right wing, he's beaten 2 of them. Gets to the edge of the box. Back to Traore. Chance to deliver from the byline into the back post. And it bobbles in off Jonathan David last. It hit Shirky, it hit Hankin, and then it hit David. And it is 1-0 to Olympique Lyonnais. But this time we held out for 11 minutes. Let's see if we can keep it respectable. It's a free kick on the left-hand side of the box again. Uar in. First one's blocked. Second one's blocked. Is that not offside, Rene Adelaide? He got on the end of it 3rd or 4th time lucky. He looked off by a million miles, unless it came off a Bangor player perhaps. But 2-0, 20 minutes gone, and it's dominance for the hosts again. They have been brilliant in both of these games. I'd argue they've given us more than Inter Milan did. They probably look as good as Liverpool, but they've wasted some of their opportunities. And with 33 minutes gone, we're back with Lyon in midfield. They're keeping the ball well here with Miranda. Into Uar, who can turn it on a sixpence. Finds Kakare in the midfield role. Finds Miranda to Cherky. Out to David, the first goal scorer. Finds Miranda on the left overlap. Chance to cross it in. Dembele's there. And thankfully, the header straight at Wickens, because otherwise we could have been in a spot of bother. Wickens rolls it out, trying to keep the footballing principles the same, trying to keep it short. As Weaver comes down the left-hand side, he's got Duffy with him. 2 inside, one of them's Cottrell. Through ball to Dean, he's in one-on-one here. Max Dean puts it away. And for the second time, we get a goal against Lyon. A fantastic sign long-term. And Max Dean on the end of a brilliant through ball. And hopefully that'll cheer Cottrell up. It certainly improved his match rating. Half-time then, a fantastic effort to be fair. We're only 1 goal behind here. So we're going to get the lads inspired. We're going to tell them to keep it up. We just need 1 or 2 more breaks, and we could do the unthinkable. We've seen ourselves get 2 goals at Gladbach. We've seen us beat them at home. We saw against the likes of Utrecht what we're capable of. Albeit this side is better than any of them. We've got to try our best to nick something. As Miranda gets it on the left, back to Uar. Chance to cross, it's a good ball, and that man's there again. Jeff Rain Adelaide has been absolutely sublime in these 2 matches. Again, Wickens lets it in at the near post. I don't think you can say much about that, because he's put such an effort in to get there. And in the end, he's just unfortunate. Just over 25 minutes to go. We have put up a fight in terms of match stats, but Lyon have probably had a lot of good chances and deserve to have scored more. So, Yeston Weaver's got a poor rating. He's also got a knock, and I've also got no left back available. Do I put Ben Cottrell back there? I might do it, you know. What's the worst that's going to happen, really? In attacking midfield, we'll bring on Dexter Harness. In centre midfield for Williams, we're going to bring on Benson. And in a holding role for Woods, who's on a yellow card, we are going to bring on Luca Cannell. Benson will in fact go to the holding role. Cannell can go further forward. And this is now about limiting the damage. So let's hope we can do it. Because 3-1 twice in a row is by no means a disgrace against this side. Just under 10 minutes remaining. Luca Cannell is back giving away the free kick. And it's Miranda who's got the free kick on the left-hand side. Through ball to Mayer. It's too easy. Really is. It's great defending in the end to put him off. I think that was Cottrell at left back. But we get away with it. It's still 3-1. And I think that's how it's going to finish. A brilliant performance from Lyon again. We did have a threat on the break. But we never looked like causing any trouble. In terms of the result anyway. We can't fault the lads though. A brilliant effort. It is almost certainly going to be 6 defeats out of 6. But we can't complain. What an experience it's been to play Lyon, Inter Milan and Liverpool. And we get to watch the group hot up. It is going to the wire here. Inter beat Liverpool. So now it's 9-7-7 in terms of points. It's going to be very close. And I look forward to watching it unfold. But let's go and have a look as Yeston Weaver picks up a knock that will rule him out of Saturday. He goes away with the internationals then anyway. Or maybe not this time in hope for us. But let's have a look at when we'll next be back. We've got a few games coming up. And I don't know whether to show Kilmarnock and Inter or Inter and Liverpool. I mean, it could be that we don't get to play sides like Inter and Liverpool for 3 or 4 years. So I think we have to make the most of it. We're going to play the 4 domestic games off camera, or the 3 and the Kilmarnock one. And we will be back for Inter Milan at home. Probably our best chance of getting a result in this group. And Liverpool away. Of course, going to be a magical night for Bangor fans. A chance to go to Anfield. A chance to put on a show. And hopefully not get beat in double figures. But if you did enjoy this episode, those 2 big Champions League nights, please do put a thumbs up on the video. The results, the performances, certainly progress. Great to see us getting Champions League goals. And great to see us competing. We're not getting embarrassed by any stretch of the imagination. So if you want to stay up to date and see how we do in the final 2 games, as well as whether we can keep these runs going in future years, please do subscribe down below and turn that notification bell on. You'll get alerts as daily content releases from 2 long-term stories. We're back with a new season in the head coach with Derby County, and I'm really having fun with it. So I hope you'll come and join along. I hope you're still enjoying both series, and thank you so much for your incredible support. Links to all the playlists, including the live stream series in the eye above. There's also a link over to the podcast channel, loads of football content, interviews with pros, and much, much more, including championship predictions. And we'll be back next time for Inter Milan and Liverpool. It's as big as it gets, and I'll see you there.